I usually keep up with
Some ideas. After all, you are entitled to Brad's opinion. Here's your host, Brad Allard.
Well, we're sorry for the late start, but Josh, you got all the bugs worked out?
Yeah, just had to chase the ghosts out of our soundboard real quick.
Really? We had the guy to do it in their last show, right? You didn't have Paul Wilbur on right before this? Pastor Wilbur? Yeah, he could have done it. Could have done an exorcism on that board.
True. He ran out of here before I got the chance.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're a little bit behind schedule. We'll be fine. We have Tessa Shank here from Wings of Hope Equitherapy. We're going to talk about equine therapy. We're going to talk about all the events they got coming up. You got a busy schedule coming up, don't you?
We do. We have a super busy year ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, keep you out of trouble. Keep you out of the pool halls, my dad would say. But
they sure try to keep us out of trouble.
Yeah. But you have a really interesting nonprofit event, or not event, organization. That's the word I mean to use. I mean, equitherapy is, I talked to a couple of people and they're familiar with it, but it's not your typical therapy, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And we can talk about the horses and everything. And are you one of those girls that grew up loving horses?
Oh, absolutely.
What is it about girls and horses? Is because boys are so disappointing? Is that it?
They're less complicated than boys.
Yeah. Well, I knew several girls in high school and taught several girls, and I just slobber sugar all over those horses, but guys are like, get away from me, dirt.
They're better listeners.
They won't break your heart as often.
Exactly.
They won't stand you up. Whatever. Anyway, so we're going to talk about all this stuff going on. You have a couple fundraisers in the next couple of months. You also have a barrel race event coming up.
Yeah, we have our first annual benefit barrel race in June.
I know something about barrel racing, not as a participant, but I had a cousin that was involved in competitive barrel racing, and that's an interesting field. And I have another cousin. This would be her brother, really into rodeos. So when I go see him, if there's rodeo on, we're going to be watching.
We're watching it.
Yeah. So there you go. So let's run through the ads real quick, and then we'll get on our way here at our place, which I was there twice yesterday. Is that how much I love our place? I guess I had a breakfast. I have a group of Sunday school men I eat breakfast with every other Monday, and we pontificate about the world. And then I went there for lunch afterwards to meet my friend Jack of Legal Shield over. He's one of my BNI buddies. And I'll have a little gift from Otto for you in a few minutes because I was telling him about the shows, and he's very generous, as you might remember.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and also Gina's Pizza. You said now, because of the ads, y'all start going there on a fairly regular basis.
Yes, we do what's called Greasy Thursday in our barn. So every Thursday we go out to eat as a group, and you told us that we had to try Gina's, and so now it is in the regular rotation. They're so friendly, and the food is so good.
It is, and it's a good place to go and hang out, I guess, if you want to call it that. I go there. Doggone it. This one spam number keeps calling me.
Oh, I hate that.
Well, I know it is. Hang on a minute. Mr. Trump, I said, not during the show. Okay. So, he doesn't seem to understand that, but, no. He could probably use some advice, don't you think, Josh?
Get him on there.
From you, yeah.
Yeah, right. He's welcome to my opinion. That's what the motto says. Now, back to Otto, since he's paying for all of this. I go there a couple times a month at least. And I like to go during the summer, in the afternoon, got baseball on, have a pizza, have a beer. It's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
It really is nice. Also, my friend John Williams over at Oprah Roofing. Did you get caught in the rain this morning?
I did. I had to wait for a break in and come running in.
Yeah, really. It was pretty hard going to Dallas. I do a class in the morning on Tuesdays at DBU, and it was quite the rain shower over there too. But here we are. It's good. I'm sitting there sharing this with the various groups here that are all need to hear what you got to say. One more. There we go. That's the one. Okay. Also, John Williams. No, I haven't talked about John. I was too busy distracted. Go back. John's paying for some of this, so I want to make sure he gets his
Give
share.
John his airtime.
Yeah, Oprah Roofing here in town. I don't know if this was a bad storm or not, but it's a bad time to find out you have a leak in your roof. He comes and inspects my roof every June, and he'll tell you if you're good to go. He'll tell you if you need help or whatever. He'll help you with the insurance companies, on and on and on. Oprah is a local outfit too, and that's another thing. A lot of guys come through, they try to sell you some roofing. Fine, they're making a living, but you want somebody you can call and get a hold of, and they're not in another state or something like that.
Yeah, I'll be doing 6 hours.
Yeah, right. Well, they'll do jobs as far as Cleveland easily, or as far as the whole DFW area, but they're right here in Burleson, about a block from City Hall. So we like to keep the money local, as they say.
Yes.
So thank you, John. 817-734-2756. Now you can go to Jeff at the Withington Agency, buy or sell real estate, even in Cleveland. He does mostly Johnson County. He does a little around the Crowley area too, but mostly it's the Burleson general area. And he knows a lot about real estate. I'll have him on in about a month just so I can, get the lay of the land, as they say. 817-781-0546 or Jeff at jeffkellyrealty.com. It's an interesting little anecdote about Gina's. We were about 2 weeks ago, he and I were having pizza there. I like to spend time with the sponsors and let them know I appreciate them and all that. And one of the staff comes in. Oh, hang on. Hello, Aaron. Good to see you. He's another regular listener. Thank you, Mr. Ash. Anyway, we are having a pizza and whatever, and one of the staff tells Otto she wants to buy a house. And he goes, well, here's the guy to talk to.
I got the right guy for you.
And right here he was. So he picked up a client just like that. That's what being local means. All right. Like I said, 817-781-0546. Also, I don't know if you know this guy since you're more in Cleveland than Burleson, but the Burleson News Express, it's a print paper.
Yes. I think I ran into them at a luncheon earlier in the year.
Well, he's at a lot of these events because he's not just looking for stories, but he wants to get involved in the community.
Yeah.
And so we swap ads. And, you'd be a good one to talk to when you get closer to some of your events. They can put, he needs stories. He'll write stories about what's going on in the city council or at the schools or whatever else, but he can use stories like this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to get in contact with him.
Well, you pick up a newspaper here in about 25 different locations. The place I normally get them is at Daydream Coffee.
Okay.
And so it has all the information right there in the front.
I can do that.
All right. Also, True Climate with Will Cobb and his sister Emily Cobb, 682-244-2019. Come out and check your HVAC system. They did that for me about 2 weeks ago, and they did a great job. And having people in your house, like my wife, gets all nervous, right?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody gets nervous, But they come in before they even got there. They send us a picture of what they look like and all this other stuff, that kind of thing, and their credentials and what to ask for. And they come and they show their credentials, and so they try to take away that anxiety.
Yeah. That's awesome, especially if any single women living alone.
Right.
Letting people into your house can be very intimidating, so that's great.
Or if they're married to a slob like me, don't want to deal with them, it's the same thing, right? 682-244-2019. Get your HVAC taken care of before it really gets hot, if it ever does. It'll get hot soon.
Oh, it will.
Yeah.
Before we know it.
True Climate and Old Pro Roofing and Jeff Kelly at the Withington Agency, all three of them are BNI members, which I'm a part of. And we're having an event on May 13th. It's a BNI representation, Visitors Day, if you will. It's Old South, 8:45 to 10:15, and there's going to be some grub available. And also, if you come the second visit, get 2 visits, and you come a second visit, we'll pick up your breakfast. But it's to try to expand our numbers and reach out, things like that. So, it's like I said, John, Jeff, and the Cobbs are all BNI members. And so we're having this really big event, hopefully big event.
Yeah,
May
let's
13th.
make it big.
Yeah, May 13th, 2026, 8:45 to 10:15. All righty, let's talk about, you sent us a bunch of pictures. What do you want to talk about first?
Ooh, where do we start?
What's coming up next? You talk about this. Well, we could talk about, why don't we talk about what y'all do, and then we could talk about the quarter raffle, or whatever you called it, quarter auction.
Yes, our quarter auction, yeah.
Okay, and then also we can talk about the event in August 7th, right?
Yes.
All right. So, a lot of people may have an idea what you do, but what exactly is it you do with the horses and your clients?
Yeah, so first thing I tell people is the overall statement is we serve children and adults with mental, physical, emotional challenges by partnering them with horses, and that can look either like them riding the horses for 1 hour a week in a mounted class, or they just hang out with the horses on the ground, learn how to care for them, learn how horses communicate with us. We have been operating in this area for 30 years this year.
Right.
We are celebrating our 30th year in operation. Super excited. And that's why you see our calendar is booked. There's lots of things going on. We are so excited. But past just the mounted lessons that we have and the ground lessons, we also offer like team buildings. So Leadership Burleson comes out and they'll spend a couple hours in our barn. They watch the horses communicate, and they kind of learn how that they can take that away from how does their team communicate. A lot of times we'll watch these teams watch our horses, and they will actually go, that looks like you, and you do that.
Oh, nice. You look like a horse. Okay.
We'll actually talk to the teams ahead of time and be like, what are your challenges as a team? How does your team work together? And we'll actually use that to pick the 4 or 5 horses that we will put in the arena, and let that shadow the challenges that they're having. And it kind of just puts a mirror in front of their face, and they go, oh, okay, let's problem solve. They also do team building activities where we will have them either close their eyes. Leadership Burleson, there's actually a picture of Sarah walking through an obstacle course with her eyes closed. And so it becomes like a trust activity where they are guiding their teammates through these obstacle courses in the arena, blindfolded or with their hands behind their back, something that makes you trust your team.
That's interesting. We have some pictures, Josh. Why don't you throw a couple up there? We had mostly the photographs, is what we're looking at. We had like this one right here.
Yes, this is Mr. Wyatt. Anybody who attended our Valentine brunch in February got the chance to meet him and hear his mom talk a little bit about their journey at Wings of Hope. They are newer clients. I think they've been with us maybe almost a year now, a little bit under. She told us that he watched his brother ride a horse, and he was like, Mom, I want to do that. And she initially was like, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know how we can make that happen. And
Does he has some sort of physical impairment?
yeah, so he uses a wheelchair.
Right.
He has a Facebook page. So if you go to our Facebook, you can find him, and she shares his story and all of the things that he's doing all the time. But he's such a fun little kid. He has lots of elves that he keeps with him. They're like little elves on the shelves or different types of stuffed elves. And so he'll introduce you to his elves. But she found us through this wonderful community of ours. People talk, and he came to us. Now he rides with us every week. I think he's currently riding either Chocolate or Chicken Nugget, who Chicken Nugget is a fan favorite. But he works with Mr. Chris that you see on the other side of him, and they have built such a big friendship. They look forward to seeing each other every week. He looks forward to telling Chris his stories, introducing him to any new elves that he may have acquired along the way.
Well, now, so do most of your clients, do they have physical disabilities, or also can they have emotional or intellectual impairments?
Yes, we serve all of them. So
okay.
I believe we were just talking about it, and we're kind of at like a 60-40. Our numbers vary between 50-50, 60-40, things like that of physical and emotional or mental. So we get PTSD, autism, depression, anxiety, but then we also have the physicals, multiple sclerosis, stroke survivors, things like that. And so the lessons, our instructors spend time learning each individual client, their challenges, their diagnosis, and that all goes into building the lesson plans. So somebody like Wyatt, they're working on reaching to put rings on poles so that he's using those muscles and building up his grip strength and things like that. If it's depression or anxiety, then we do a lot of communication. We have communication dice, and they will be talking to their leader or their sidewalker, as Mr. Chris in this image is doing, or even their instructor, and just holding conversations. The instructors will ask simple questions like, how was your week? What is one thing good that happened? What's something you're looking forward to that helps get you out of depression, and maybe try looking for the positivities? And a lot of times it becomes Wings of Hope in their lessons. That is the thing that they're looking forward to each week.
You know who I bet is the most excited person in that picture is the mother.
Oh,
because
yes.
I could, as a parent, I could relate. If I got thanks the Lord, I don't have my 2 children don't have these kind of impairments. But if I did have a child with this kind of impairment, and I grieve about the things that they're not going to be able to do, for them to do something that is other children are able to do, it's a big deal.
Yes, and that's exactly what she said after his first ride was that.
With tears in her eyes, I bet.
Yes. And then, of course, we're all crying with her. She said that when he saw his brother ride, and he was like, I want to do that. And she was like, Wyatt, I don't know if you can. And then we made it happen. And now he gets to ride his horse every week. And she's like, it's a miracle. I didn't think he was ever going to be able to do this. And you guys make it happen.
Well, it's, I'm sure you have special saddles and things of that nature. And, certain restrictions maybe, but for, how old is he, 4?
I believe our minimum age is 4. So he's probably around 4 or 5.
Yeah, right. And so, I could tell you it's a big deal as a parent to see a child that you may think is not going to be able to do so many things, do something that is seemingly so ordinary, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Just riding a horse, and it's a big deal. And it's a big deal to him. I bet it's the highlight of his week. Mr. Crisfield, is he a volunteer?
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm. He's a volunteer. He comes out to the barn multiple times a week. And I mean, even if maybe the weather's bad like today and we can't hold a lesson, or if a client's out, he will ask if he can still come and clean the barn. If there's any horses that need groomed, he is just the epitome of what makes Wings of Hope Wings of Hope.
He likes to be a cowboy, huh?
He sure does. He's great. He belongs. He found us, again, word of mouth throughout the community, and he showed up, and he's been a great piece to our puzzle.
Do you ask your volunteers to go through some sort of training? I would imagine. I mean, I know their hearts are good, but they have the expertise in these areas. So what kind of training do you have for them?
Yeah, so we tell everybody that you do not have to have any horse experience. We teach you everything that you need to know. We have Miss Sandy. She's our volunteer coordinator, and she has curated just this awesome training that they go through, and she one-on-one works with every new volunteer from the ground up. It starts with just a tour of our facility. Here's what it looks like. Here's what we have. Every new volunteer that comes in starts out as a sidewalker. So what you see Miss Melissa and Chris doing is sidewalking. They're just going to be next to Wyatt throughout his lesson, helping him complete the activities, just holding conversation, things like that. And so that's the first step of being a volunteer, is they come in, they see the facility. We never share diagnoses. That is all kept, of course, on lockdown, but they're just kind of told, this is the personality. This is what they may do. Sometimes we have riders, just so they may try to bail off of their horse. Just encourage them to stay on, or they might get distracted. Just encourage them to stay on task. And so they just get warmed into the lessons that way. They build the relationships, again, by working in the same lessons with the same clients every week. And then as they build that confidence, if they either show interest in becoming a leader, who is the one that is responsible for the horse, then Miss Sandy puts them through another set of training, which is typically a couple days. And it's learning how you lead the horse, how you groom them, communicate with them, because you are the one that's responsible for that horse throughout that lesson. So our volunteers get really in tune with our horses, and they will stop an instructor and be like, just so you know, I think this horse is acting weird, or it did this. And so they're really good at helping us, not only the sidewalkers watching out for the clients, but then the volunteers watching out for the horses as well.
Now, you mentioned diagnoses. Do they have to be diagnosed by a professional to get these services?
Yes.
But like in this young man's case, I mean, it's fairly apparent, right?
Yeah.
But you still need some sort of doctor sign off, if you will.
Yes.
Okay.
So for our mounted and our ground lessons during our normal season, our normal lessons, everyone does require a diagnosis. We have a physician's form that we just require to be filled out by any physician, whether it's a psychiatrist, PCP, anything like that. But then we do offer summer camps throughout the summer, and those are open to the public. So it is 4 days a week. I believe it's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, we have a mounted where they ride for an hour, and then they do 2 hours worth of ground activities. And then we have a fully ground summer camp where they just hang out with the horses, play with them, interact, do other activities. And those ones do not require a diagnosis.
There's another one.
Yes, I love this one. So this is Willow. She is one of our minis. She came to us last summer. She goes with Coco, who is our other mini, the really small one people probably used to seeing. And she goes on field trips. She's one of the ones that we will take to nursing homes. She has gone to the Fort Worth Science and History Museum, I think 3 times now. People love her. She's just great with loving on people. So she's really good for our ground clients. She's really good at interacting with them, but she's also really good at telling on their energy.
You know, you're like a lot of horse people I've met all through my life. They talk about these people, or the horses rather, as if they were people. Yeah.
I actually quote that all the
Yeah,
time. I'll
yeah.
start talking about them, and I'm like, just a warning. I do get told that I talk about them like they're people.
Well, yeah,
but
they love this and they do that, and they're like, you're acting like they, you know, but they're not people, but apparently they have needs of affection, can give affection, whatever, that
Yes.
kind of thing.
Oh, they absolutely have their own personalities.
Yeah, it's just always funny because I've talked to Allison before and others in your organization, and then they just it's almost like if I didn't know you were talking about horses, I'd be thinking you're just talking about other people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll start talking about the girls, and we'll just say that we'll be like, oh, actually yesterday, Allison and I were sitting in our office, and the other girls were in the office next door, and they were talking about two of our horses, these two girls, and they were like, they're always up in their head, and when they're not in their head, they're being crazy. And Allison was like, are you talking about us? They were like, we're talking about horses. I was like, oh, well, one and the same.
Well, you mentioned a minute ago about, you know, during this camp to go riding for an hour. Are they unescorted?
No,
okay.
They are put on by our instructors. So
Well, I mean, but can they say we're going to set you up and we'll see you in an hour? No.
no, it's really kind of like they get to experience what our normal lessons are like in that hour. So
Wait,
for those 4
it's
days,
supervised.
yes,
Okay. Here.
entirely supervised. Depending on the client or the participant, the camper for that summer camp, you know, if they have experience, then maybe they'll get to ride independently. But for the most part, they'll have a leader like you see here. So they just get to do the activities that we would usually do in a lesson, or they'll go out on the trail if the weather allows. Today we are obviously not using the trail. Nobody's going mudding today.
Oh, bad.
But we do try to take them out on trail rides. So it's just 4 days of them getting to ride a horse for an hour and then hanging out with the horse.
So this walker beside, they walk the entire trail?
Yes, they do.
They're in good shape.
Oh yeah. Usually you get about 5,000 steps if you go down to the back pasture and all the way back up and around the arena.
Well, the rider that this young lady is escorting is a lot bigger than young Mr. Wyatt. So so do you have adult patients?
Yes, we do. And that's
Like people my age even?
yeah, absolutely. Miss Sharon that you see in the front in blue there has actually been riding with us for many years. Very experienced rider, wonderful horsewoman. We say that our clients have to be 4 years old, but there's no maximum age. And another statistic, when we were looking at numbers yesterday, we have about 60% 18 and under and 40% 18 and up. So for a long time, we did serve mostly children, but we've really seen those numbers kind of go more towards the middle.
Well, I know you can't share specifics, but your adult patients, what's driving them to need equitherapy? What are the things you're seeing?
Yeah, I'd say a lot of it is muscular disorders. Riding the horse actually identically mimics our gait when we walk. So things like arthritis, hip disorders, hip dysplasia, things like that. Riding the horse, if you're unable to walk too much, it helps build those muscles and things like that. It's also really good for older clients experiencing depression. They build a sense of community. Again, they get something to look forward to. And one of the biggest things I tell people about Wings of Hope is that whoever you are, any walk of life, come here and you belong. And so the world is changing a lot. Life is changing a lot. And so they can come here and they find people that they belong with. They build this community, these friends, this relationship with these horses. So,
well, I would imagine, just from what we talked about before, is most of your adult patients would be PTSD, anxiety, depression related, whatever else. And horses apparently are great, like a better word, great therapy, right? I mean, they're
yeah,
really,
absolutely.
yeah. I don't know what it is about horses, but I've heard this from so many other people that they feel at peace when they're around animals and around horses in particular.
Yeah.
And I don't know what magic horses have, but apparently they got it.
I wish I could bottle that up. And I'm sure there's lots of studies out there, but horses really do read energy better than any person that you could meet. And so they'll kind of reflect that back to you. And we kind of call them tattletales sometimes. So, you'll walk in the barn and you're like, no, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm having a good day. And your horse is acting different. You know, maybe he's stopping or maybe he's walking really fast, which he usually doesn't do. And so then we kind of stop and we go, okay, let's take a deep breath and what's really going on.
So you're telling me that this horse actually can diagnose an issue. So if I was there, I have PTSD and I'm having an episode, but I don't want you to know about it. The horse to know about it and tell on me.
Oh, yes, absolutely. They will. And it's really good with building communication. We say a lot of times talk therapy is not for everybody. Not everybody wants to go sit in a room on a couch and tell somebody their problems. But, you know, you get on this horse and again, we're like, something's up.
Well, I can relate to that to some degree. I didn't grow up on a farm, but I spent some time on my uncle's farm. And being around animals, you know, not just horses, but around animals just seems to, I don't know, put you in a different mood, I guess.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know why that is, but maybe it is, you know, but he didn't have a lot of horses. He had some cattle. He was mostly a farmer, not much as much in ranching. But as far as, you know, I've talked to several other people and they feel the same way when they're around animals. I guess that's the whole purpose of this, with safety dogs, security dogs and cats. And, you know,
yes.
I got to put my, you know, rabbit on a plane with me because I can't fly without it and that kind of stuff, you know, security blanket kind of thing. Of course, horse would be kind of tough. But as far as, you know, the patients though, do you ever have a situation where you'll need to contact the medical provider of these patients of yours? Say, hey, your patient's having severe problems. We've noticed this. So, you know, I know you can't treat and you're not professionally diagnosing, but did that mean you can't be observant? Did that ever happen?
We usually talk to the parent, actually. We've had a scenario where a client experienced a seizure and that was unlike them and not tied to their diagnosis. And it wasn't something they typically experienced. And myself and another instructor just kind of noticed some changes in their behavior, like maybe their response or their memory. And so we go to the parent and we will make notes with them and just say, this is what we're noticing. And then the parent will take that back to their physician. And sometimes we get the resolution, like they'll come back and they'll tell us. But we share all of it with the parents. And then we often hear the parents sharing that with their physicians.
Well, that's good because I know there's rules and HIPAA and all this other business, but you know, if you see something that's observable, you need to be able to do something about it, certainly. Yeah,
absolutely.
Now, I know this is a nonprofit, but there is some expense involved for the use of your horses and whatnot, and you know you charge fees for this, right?
Yes. So our lessons are $50 an hour, but we do have a financial assistance program.
Right.
So part of our mission is that nobody's ever turned away due to an inability to pay, and we have been able to keep that true our whole 30 years in operation. And so there's some programs where clients will come to us and they're paid through other programs like a yes waiver. And then maybe that waiver is up and they no longer get that funding. Then it becomes, do you want to continue coming? And if the answer is yes, then we say, okay, you fill out a financial assistance application. And really what it comes down to is you tell us what and if you can pay.
Right. I mean, I think people should know that they think, well, okay, you know, it's a nonprofit, therefore all your services are free. Well, no, and most nonprofits do have some sort of retail activity like this. And this is kind of an odd way of putting it, but you do, you know, there is a payment structure and whatnot because these horses, I mean, they got to be expensive to maintain.
Yes.
You know, they probably go through a lot of food.
Oh, they go through a lot of food and they get like the tip top care. There is a pretty penny budgeted every year to their care. We have a great team at Riata Equine Hospital in Weatherford who cares for our team. They know our horses in and out. Actually, Nugget is the wallpaper on their on-call phone.
Oh, how nice.
Because he's problematic, but I mean, it's a great team of that's Nugget right there. And that is Miss Casey. So she is one of our ground clients and she comes and hangs out with me every Thursday for 30 minutes.
Well, I have no ability to diagnose, but she didn't look like she has the same issues as your young Mr. Wyatt. So a lot of your clients are in emotional states, so to speak. I mean, as a former teacher, I think that one of the most underrated things was just the kind of emotional and mental kind of events that a lot of these teenagers and preteens go through. The trauma, the PTSD, whatever.
Yeah, and the depression and the anxiety that come from school. And Wings of Hope just kind of becomes a middle ground where you come and everybody is welcome. They're whole. She has such fun energy. So she looks like
a little sweet kid.
She is. She's so fun. I love hanging out with her every Thursday. So recently we have been taking the minis on walks, and she loves running and jumping with them. And she's young. She's so full of energy. And so any horse that she takes them running around. She'll take them over our little jumps and everything. And then by the end of it, I'm like, I know somebody who's going to sleep good tonight. She's like, me.
Well,
like, yep, you and this horse.
Again, I bet this is the highlight of her week.
Oh, yes.
And they'll probably end up with a lifelong love of horses, and maybe make a career out of therapy of some sort, things like that. I think what happened also during my tenure as a teacher, social media became really big. Like Facebook, there was predecessors of Facebook, I bet Josh knows them all. You remember Zynga, right? Or Zanga, whatever it's called. Yeah,
Mike, I do.
You do? Or MySpace?
MySpace, that was the one.
That was the one.
That was the one, yeah.
And then you get the book of faces, as they say. And now y'all's generation don't use that, but you got TikTok, which I despise. Yeah, I don't want to tell the Chinese everything I'm doing. And also, Instagram, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And it really has compounded the mental and emotional stresses on these kids.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It makes it so easy to compare yourself to what people are posting. And, people are only posting their best moments and the perfectionism. They're not showing the ugly side. And so then these kids are just, why am I not like that? Why am I not perfect?
The fear of missing out. Yes. And I get that. I got that a lot as a teacher, is that, there's already enough pressure, if it's like a month before prom and you don't have a date yet. I mean, you feel like, what am I a gargoyle? I don't, like whatever, like, no, you're fine. But it just, for me to say that is one thing, but it doesn't really change things. But I think interacting with this kind of therapy with the horses, which are non-judgmental.
Yeah.
And you will tell me that they have the same ability to show affection and love as a human being, so I'll take it for it.
I mean, Mr. Nugget here, him and Casey, when she very first started, he is very, back to the personalities, he's very opinionated.
Of course. So what does he think about the war in Iran?
I bet he could. I bet he could chew your ear off about that one.
You see, look at this. All right.
So I remember looking out. So we have a discovery studio that's got these big windows, and it looks out to the back of the barn. And I think I was planning Roundup last year, and Allison was outside with Casey and Nugget, and they took him out, and he spotted green grass. So little backstory on Nugget: he had colic surgery. Colic is basically a term for a horse gets an upset stomach. Horses are very dramatic creatures. They get an upset stomach. It can spiral into a big deal. So he ended up having to have a surgery. That's how he ended up as the screensaver for our vet's phones. So now he's on a very strict diet. He cannot process too much grass. So he has to wear this muzzle all the time so that he doesn't eat too much and upset his stomach. Well, she took him out on a walk without the muzzle. He spotted green grass, went straight for it. I mean, no respect for her. He was pulling her around. Allison had to get in there and get his attention back. So now we are probably almost a year later. And when she takes him on a walk, not at all. He respects her. He does not pull her. She has also learned to stand her ground. So, then she was probably not so ready to tell him no and to pull that lead rope and tell him where she wants him to go. But now she will talk to him. She says, Nugget, no, not until I tell you.
It's a friend of yours?
Hi, Destiny. Yes. She is actually the one organizing our quarter auction in May.
Can we talk about that?
Yes.
I believe we have something on that too. The quarter auction. Explain to me what that is.
So if you've never been to a quarter auction, it is so much fun. It is one of the first fundraisers that I ever attended for Wings of Hope 10 plus years ago when I was just a little teenage volunteer. So we gather small businesses, vendors. So we have Scentsy, Tupperware. We have Annie, who used to be an instructor at Wings of Hope, her daughters make homemade goat soap. So they'll be there. We just get a lot of vendors. And
Wait. Goat soap?
Goat soap.
Is it soap of goats or for goats?
Goat milk.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is so good. If you have sensitive skin, things like that, you need Annie's soap. It's fantastic.
It's exfoliating, right?
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah.
What do you know about this?
What do you not know about this?
I don't, because I use regular soap. I don't use goat soap.
You need goat soap.
I go to the store and get soap, for my goat. But anyway, so it's at the James Event Center. I've been there a couple of times.
Yes.
In Joshua, 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Now, they say it's a quarter auction, so all you bidding in quarters.
Yeah, exactly. So when you show up, you're going to show up with some rolls of quarters. If you get too excited and you forget your rolls of quarters, we will have some for you to buy. You will purchase a paddle with a number on it.
Destiny says the soap is amazing. I guess I need to get my mind right. So
come to the quarter auction, bid some quarters, maybe you'll get some goat soap. So the vendors will get up there and they will either have their item, maybe a basket, a bundle, and they'll say, I am selling this for 3 quarters. And so you have your paddle with your number. If you're interested, you put 3 quarters in the bucket. We draw a number. And if you bid on it, your number is drawn. You get that item for 75 cents.
Well, I have somebody who wants to contribute to that. Or now I'm holding in my hand 2 gift cards, $20 a piece for either our place or Gina's. Are good for either one. So with compliments of Otto.
Thank you so much.
And because he likes to give away those kind of things.
Yeah.
So, he's a very earnest, dedicated, decent young person, and he wants to be part of the community. And this is his way of showing his appreciation for what y'all do.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And I bet our girls are going to be bidding on these for our Greasy Thursdays.
Sure.
We're going to be trying to get this.
Yeah.
But
that's good. So Thursday, May 14th at James Event Center from 6 to 8:30. Bring your quarters, bring a roll of quarters, be a big shot, be a big spender.
Yeah.
Why not? And this is obviously for a good cause and all that. And it sounds like a lot of fun, and particularly if you're going to have gift baskets, from various places. It's going to be a lot of fun. Miss Destiny says, woo hoo. See, it says right there.
She is awesome.
Yeah. So.
She is the wife of Bronson Lewis, who also is a big supporter of Wings of Hope. They have been big supporters of us for many years. Her and I are always kind of game planning. What can we put together? What can we do? So they're big parts of our community, and we are so thankful for them.
And you have something else coming up, or this Wings of Hope, Riding for Hope benefit barrel race. Like I mentioned before, I actually am kind of familiar with barrel racing. That's a pretty athletic event. I mean, it isn't like you trotting around barrels. I mean, if you're doing it professionally or for competitively, I mean, it's pretty physical to say the least. So, So what do you got here? 6,000 added, plus 26 buckles and more. 2D futurity and open. You got to explain all this to me. What does that mean?
So this started a week before I even got hired onto Wings of Hope. I said, I have this bright idea. Have we ever done it? And Allison said, no, but I believe in you and run with it. And so I made the connection to Tammy Kidd, who is the head of Wild West Promotions. They are 3 generations deep, barrel racer producer in DFW. They produce the barrel races for the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, just all over. They are huge. So she has been helping us put all of this together. As of a couple weeks ago, she actually got our race WPRA and BBR approved, which I know. It is the Women's Professional Rodeo Association and the Better Barrel Race Association. So it just kind of is like a stamp of approval of this is the real deal, and it'll help us gain entries.
And so these are the sponsors, and I see Shank Family Farm.
Yes, that is my parents were like, we believe in you. Come on. So all of these people down here have helped us to get that added money. And so added money is just the participants who enter to run the race. It's more money that they have the opportunity to win. More entries that we get, the better the turnout, the better the profit.
Look at this one here, Cutter's Edge. It's equine massage therapy. Is it massage for the horse itself?
Yes, that is Lori Schwinnen. She is actually coming to our barn this week. She does massage therapy, and watching her is amazing. Again, with the personality, she will tell us afterwards, this horse did not like this, or this horse loves their massage. So she's coming to see Sky this week and gonna help relax her back out a little bit.
Yeah, you get a whole bunch of them. Wild West Productions, this one right here, Ideal Flooring and Design, Expo at Glen Rose, and you mentioned Rieta Equine already at the Animal Hospital, Equine Hospital.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big deal. The Expo at Glen Rose.
Yeah, we're very excited. So we will have a 2D Futurity, and that's a 2-division Futurity.
Okay, I was thinking 2D, 3D, 4D. Was this some sort of technology thing? I don't know.
A barrel.
Your friend Destiny's filling up the screen here. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I like having interaction.
While planning this, I have had to learn all things barrel racing. And I'm not going to lie to you, when I first started, I thought it was running around and making 3 turns, and there's so much more to it. So typically a barrel race, an open 5D is what you will hear the most of, and that's 5 divisions. Barrel racing is funny. So the way it works is there's 5 divisions with 0.5 second splits. They put all the times, and you can place 1, 2, and 3 in first division, or 1, 2, and 3 in the second, and so on and so forth, all the way down to the 5th division. Say you place 6th in the 1D, you're not going to pull a check, but if you place 2nd in the 5D, you'll pull a check, even though you were maybe 2 seconds slower than the person that placed 6th.
Okay. It's making my head hurt.
I know. I've had to learn all of this.
But there's some money on the table, it sounds like.
There is. And
you still have sponsorships available, it says here at the bottom.
Yes, we have about 2 more weeks to get some final sponsorships in. All of these sponsors will be put on the barrel wraps that will be used during the race, as well as the arena banners that are going to be hung during the race. So we will have a photographer down in the arena taking pictures. All of those pictures will have their logos in it on those barrels. So it's a good opportunity to get some advertising out there.
For sure. It's good to do good, but it's also nice to be recognized for it because, I think it inspires other people to do the same. 817-783-3805. My glasses are kind of giving me that prism effect thing.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, so 817-783-3805. Is that your number?
That is the barn number, and you can call or text it. It goes straight to, I get it on my phone. We get it all on our computers, and we will get straight back to you. And then if you call or text that, I can also give you my personal number.
Well, that's good because that there may be a couple other people that might want to do this because it's a unique opportunity to say the least. And also, you have other ways you're selling some merchandise, if I recall.
Yes, we are. So celebrating our 30th anniversary, we have some limited edition merch. So we have 3 T-shirts. These are for sale. There's this link, or if you just go to our Facebook page, we're sharing this regularly, so you don't have to try to copy paste or memorize and type it in. You can order those through May 1st, again, because they're limited edition. And then while I was working with Molly's Custom Silver to make these race buckles, we came up with the bright idea, and we are selling a handful of limited edition 30th anniversary belt buckles as well.
Molly's Custom Silver, is that a local outfit?
They are in DFW.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
they made a belt buckle for us to auction off at our Roundup for Riders last year, and that did really well, and it was beautiful. And so again, I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I have this idea. Can you make it happen? And they said, we can. And so they built this. Wherever you see yellow, it will be gold once it's actually made. It'll have the green gems. I have no doubt it'll be beautiful. So I'm excited to see these.
So $150 will get you a custom belt buckle. And I tell you, cowboys put a lot of pride in their belt buckles. Yeah, you ever notice that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Don't touch that.
Don't touch it. And then, of course, you have a big one coming up in August. So we'll probably have you back certainly before then. But the Roundup for Riders, I remember y'all did this last year. Yeah. Last year, your honorary chairperson was Patsy Dumas. Do you have somebody chosen yet?
We were talking about this. We have not yet, but I would like to do it again. It's not something that they've always done, but I really like getting to recognize somebody in our community. I mean, I just can't say enough how much I genuinely love our community in Burleson and the way that everybody here helps each other. So
yeah,
I've been trying to figure out who that's going to be this year.
Well, there's a lot of worthy recipients. I can tell you. And a lot of these recipients kind of work under the radar, so to speak. They're they do these things without a great deal of publicity, and that's what makes this town work. I was talking to a couple of people in other communities, and they don't have anything like this going on, and it really does. I don't know. It's just odd, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, I'm talking on the show with one of my guests at the time. Oops, hit the wrong button. Somebody's responding. I'm trying to get it. Anyway, there we go. Yesterday, when I had on the show, I had Colin Gregory from the Burleson Police. That might be a good recipient right there, but I just put a little buzz up there. But anyway, he was talking about how often he goes to the community and gets well received for all the things that the police department are putting on. And I have here, sitting here, I get to see all these nonprofits and all the things they do, and it's inspiring. And a lot of communities don't have that.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it, getting to listen anytime, like at the Chamber Awards. He was the MC. He makes everything so fun. He's a cool guy to know.
But and there's just on and on and on. And I feel like why in Burleson, I couldn't tell you. We're just fortunate, and I don't, want to mess with that, so to speak. And if I can help get the word out there a little bit, it'd be great. I think somebody else just texted in, our old friend Teresa Anderson.
Oh, hi, Teresa.
Yeah, how you doing? She's former.
Yes, she is actually the one who kind of paved the way for where I am. She was in my spot before I came here, and I just picked up the torch where she left it and been going. Yeah.
Well, she's been on the show a couple times too. I believe, if I recall, she works for that Wilshire nursing home or whatever you call it.
Now I think
Senior
she's
Center.
working in insurance now, actually.
Okay.
I got to just catch up with her last week.
Okay, good for her.
She recently got a certification for it, so that's super exciting. I got to meet her boss, so it sounds like she's doing great things now.
She is, as always. Anyway, so August 7th, 2026, 6 p.m. at the River Ranch in the Stockyards. And this is like your big deal, right? And this is the big fundraiser, not just some average thing. This is the big one.
Yes, this is our biggest fundraiser every year. We typically see around 350 guests. Last year we had a mechanical bull for the first time. It was a huge success. It was so fun. We will be bringing it back again this year, so come on out for the mechanical bull if nothing else. We will have a raffle, a live auction, silent auction, dinner, dancing. It's going to be a fun night.
Well, Teresa says hello, and she says Wings of Hope is a blessing, and that definitely is true. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun.
This is always a super fun night. Usually goes until about 10 p.m., but the night flies by.
Oh, yeah. And then after you're done, you're at the Stockyards. You can, celebrate further if you wish.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I believe that's what you sent us. Anything else you sent us?
We also have, I forgot the graphic, of course. Miss Gala at Southern Gem is once again putting on a Kentucky Derby party for us.
Right.
And I believe that's taking place May 2nd. We have an event for that on our Facebook. We have the flyers for that on our Facebook, and that's going out in emails as well. So just can look out for that.
What time is that?
I believe it's at 6. Is it 4 or 6? Maybe it's 4.
I think it's 4 because I've been there for that before, and it's everybody dresses like Kentucky Derby with the hats and all this, and she has. I remember last time I went, she had like a jazz trio playing and things like. It's a big deal.
Yes, it's always so fun, and I won't get to attend this year, and I'm already sad about it. We'll be out of town with family, but Teresa told me that she's going, and I was like, okay, good. Take pictures for me. Maybe I'll FaceTime you so I get to act like I'm there, but she puts on such a good party. She's such a great host. So if you have not been to it before, I highly recommend.
Oh, it is a lot of fun, and and they'll have like mint juleps and such as that, and old fashions and things of that nature. And so it's a nice party. It's not just to hang out and I hope I win something. No, it's supposed to be you're supposed to kind of get into the spirit of it by dressing appropriately and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and they give away best dressed awards, best hats, stuff like that. So people really get into it. And I went last year as my first year, didn't really know anybody, but the crowd that comes out, just like any other Burleson event, everyone is so welcoming. You leave and everybody is your friend by the end of the night.
Sure.
So it was great.
So you say it's May 2nd?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you send us the logo, I could throw it in the ad run. So that'd be all right. Speaking of ad run, or the nonprofit run, that's actually what I put it in. The nonprofit run, we got a couple of things coming up. This Sunday we have Vineyard Vibes over at Lost Oak.
Yes, I'm excited for that. We'll be there.
It's, Kelly and Amber do a great job over there. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going, God willing, as planned. Vineyard Vibes, btx.com is the website. It's $25 for the ticket, $30 at the gate. So, if you don't feel like getting on the computer, it costs you $5, but it's going to a good cause anyway. And there'll be some live music, including the 7-6 band with Mike Perdue, which is a very, very good outfit. They've been on this show before, and they're good.
Yes.
We have a lot of music talent. Everybody thinks that Burleson is Kelly Clarkson or something like that. We got a lot of people that are talented here, not just her. So
We've got lots of hidden gems here.
And so Vineyard Vibes is coming up. Also, the Honey Tour, we got that coming up. That's a big deal. I'll have the ladies from the Chamber of Commerce on pretty soon. We're trying to figure out our time. But it's going to be a real big deal. It's one of the best events we do because it's also in coordination with that carnival the city puts on. So it's like a 3-day celebration altogether. And the Honey Tour is a central part of it on Saturday morning. So it's going to be great. It's the 25th anniversary, they said.
Already.
My late father was in that Wichita Falls race all the time. And it's a big deal. These bike racers, I always joke about them being a cult. They're definitely that because they
don't play.
When they talk about a tour, there really is a kind of like a concert tour. I always joke about them being like the Grateful Dead and have all these people following them around or whatever. Also, you still have the stand brochure, do you not, from Colin?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Here you go.
Yeah, this is a big deal. May 2nd also, but it won't conflict with Gala's little party either. You can do both.
Yeah.
Because it'll be over by the time Gala's thing starts.
There you go. Get you a day full of Burleson.
Yeah, full day. Yeah, that's right. It's over at Pathways, and what it is, it's a conference about social media dangers. Particularly for children. Colin's been on this show several times with other members of the Burleson PD that talk about how not just scams and whatnot, but some truly terrible things that some of these kids are encountering on social media and not even knowing it. And so they're going to talk about that. They're going to talk about, some of the anxiety issues that these kids are going through, on and on and on. There'll be lunch provided from the Rim. There's going to be vendor tables, including my little BNI group is going to be there, to kind of, support this and, also get our name out and all this. And also, Jim Schmidt, the keynote speaker, his stepdaughter was Gabby Patillo. And I don't know if that rings a bell off the top of your head, but it was a young girl that was killed. She ran off with this guy and turns out to be a killer. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about how he missed the signals, and he wanted us to be aware of the signals, not just for your own children, but the ones that are hanging around with and that kind of thing. So this door's open at 8. I think the first speaker will be at 9. Like I said, there'll be snacks and such as that, and then lunch. And I have a couple of colleagues that I know, friends, that are going to be speaking at this thing. So it's really worth going to. So hit the QR code and see what the tickets are about. Also, if you want a table for your company or your group, whatever, they can arrange that as well for, I think it's $350 for a table. So, and if you want to be a vendor, get a hold of Colin pretty quick, because, it is about 10 days from now. So if you want to be a vendor, there's some stuff you need to do for that as well. So get a hold of Colin Gregory over at the Burleson PD. I think that's it for at least the next month or so. Oh, yeah, there's May 9th. I haven't really had a chance to talk with Lisa Schwartz about City on the Hill. Yes. I got a couple messages in, but apparently, she's pretty swallowed up. But, it is coming May 9th. Over at Burleson High School parking lot, and that's always a big. And there's no admission fee or entry fee for vendors. It's like she just likes having a party for the city.
Yes, so. I connected with somebody at the networking night last week who said that she had never been to it, and I was like, "Oh, you have to go."
Oh, I've been last 3 years, and it's really lots of fun. And it's not like you're not going to have like carnival rides and stuff, but they got these little fun games for the small kids and you got a lot of vendors there and giving away promotional items and things like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you have the last word. So tell us what we need to know about Wings of Hope.
Ooh, what do you need to know about us?
Yeah,
you
just,
need to know we are always looking for volunteers.
Yes, they all say that.
Oh, I know we do.
Oh,
If-
just 1 minute. Who is this Lillian Elizabeth Shank person?
That would be my little sister.
Your little sister. I thought it'd be your mother, but it's your little sister. Okay.
Yes, she's
Okay.
in South Dakota. She was also a long time
Rock
volunteer.
and roll. I get an audience. You see there, Josh? I get international audience practically. Well, South
Yeah.
Dakota, but anyway.
It's far enough away. It's almost
Yeah,
international.
it's almost international.
Yes. Just like everybody says, we always need volunteers. But if you ever want to get some horse time in, what I tell everybody that I meet is contact me. I would love to have you out to the barn just to give you a tour, let you see the place, let you hang out with a horse, see if that is where you feel like you belong. And then maybe you will turn into a lifelong volunteer like many of us have.
You just fall in love with the horses, and what can you say?
Yeah.
One last thing about the fundraising. I really kind of neglected this. Every nonprofit person I talk to says these events are great, but it's the monthly givers that make it work. And so I would encourage y'all to check out their website, and they have you can do the recurring charge. And, every person I talk to, nonprofit, says how much they appreciate those monthly donations because they can budget around it, and they can, have some sort of security about what they can do and offer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
And I really try, especially recently, I've been trying to heavily hit making sure I'm reaching out to our monthly donors and just expressing our thanks to them because they really are the backbone. And a lot of people are like, well, I can't give you a $5,000 sponsorship, but you can give us $25 a month and that's a bag of feed. And I mean, that's huge. It's life-changing. That's a lesson for a kid. Just whoever you are, whatever you can give, whether it's your time or it's $20 a month, you're changing the world.
Well, it's, a lot of the nonprofit people I talk with almost with tears about some old lady that gives them $5 a month because that's sacrificial giving.
Yes.
And so, the $25, $30 a month is, I don't know how sacrificial it is for everybody, but for y'all, it's very, very helpful and necessary. All the nonprofits say this, so they just how much they appreciate the monthly donors.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's the shows of the week. Next week, I have Brandon Crisp on, who some of y'all may remember ran for city council, and I'm going to ask him if he's going to do it again, but we're going to talk about his book. He is a published author, and it's a work of fiction, so we're going to talk about that. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to talk to the new director of Promises Community. All right, Tracy Pope is his name. Our friend Debbie Beeman is retired, and I got him on the show because I like to find out what's going on. The food pantries are doubling up on donations if they can because they all feed the kids during the summer when school's out. I know Crowley and Burleson ISD have a couple of locations, but everybody that tells me in these food pantry business, summertime is like where the rubber hits the road, for a lot of need. It's about the only other time that they even get close to it is Thanksgiving, and that's a short burst. This is a 3-month marathon. So here you go. Well, good work on the computers there, Josh.
Anytime.
All right, and you got big plans for the rest of the week? Got big shows coming up?
Not really.
Okay. Well,
It's a full week. Like I'm not,
I'm
not staying at home or anything. But
well, after this show, I mean, everything else is kind of right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got you. All right. And we'll see y'all next Monday.